All right, hello everybody. Welcome to my stream. I'm DC. You can find me all over the place. DC Lasair. Exclamation mark DC in chat. We'll pull up my website, my blue sky. Go there, click the things. Be great. It's great fun. Just click things. Consider it like an idle clicker game, but you make my graphs go up. And, have fun while you're there. Maybe, send me an email or leave me a comment saying how fun the idle clicker game is. Also, I have affiliate links. First one come up is for Doris. They're a link in bio site. Check them out at my affiliate link. And if you like what you see and you want to sign up for Doris Pro, use the discount code DCLasair to get 30% off for 3 whole months. And then Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds is a VTT and has a reader app now in beta. Use my affiliate link when you make a purchase to support me. Yay. All right, let's see who said hello so far. JD Lady, hi. Springleaf, hello. Welcome on in. Good to see ya. Make sure everything's up. Make sure stream is going where I need it to go. Hey, it looks like it. Look at that. Streams are working. Oh, and if you can, like, share the go live tweet, or the go live blue sky post. Listen to me using archaic terms like tweet. No one says that anymore. All right, pause that music there. So thanks for coming on in this Friday. Really appreciate it. And today we'll be going over gear you should be using for streaming and some other recommendations. Let's see. Now I'm like, is everything going to work this week? Like it was all working yesterday, but then we had the same thing last week where everything was working and then suddenly it wasn't. I'm just like waiting. Be like, wait, it's Friday, and so I don't know why stuff wouldn't work when it worked yesterday, but who knows? All right. Have Obsidian up. Yay. Now let's bring up another window. Check in on something real quick. All right. So we will have a little bit of tech news to talk about as well, going over streaming gear. Let's see. Everything looks good. Okay. Let's dive on in then for today is Tech Friday. Yay! And we'll be talking about all the hardware and software you should be using to stream, whether you're streaming on your own or producing a TTRPG actual play. Let's start off with some hardware, and we'll go over microphones first. Now, the best microphone is the microphone you have. I know that might seem like a cop-out, but it's true. Part of what makes a microphone sound good is how you treat the space you're in. Because what you're going for is sound absorption, not soundproofing, but sound absorption. So if you were to Google this, Google sound absorption, be a lot better. If you have a hard surface like a wooden floor, you want to put down a rug, maybe you want to use sound panels, like I have some behind me and to the side of me, putting up a couple rods with a big old blanket between them, anything that can help reduce the echo of the sound, because sound goes everywhere, right? Light travels in one direction. Sound don't care. It's out there flailing its arms, just having a good time wherever it goes, and it bounces off things and comes back. And so you want to reduce that bouncing off effect. So that's where the term sound absorption comes in handy, because it's absorbing some of that echo. And I'm in a room, right? There's a wall right behind me and to my left. And before I put up sound panels and before there was stuff in here, could go in, hear how much it echoed. But once we got stuff in here and I put up sound panels, there was a shift and it changed. And I just have 4 sound panels up to my left and behind me. And you want to place sound panels, at least, to start with, a couple right about where your head is, because sound comes from your mouth. I know it's amazing when I say these things, but since you want the sound from here to be absorbed, kind of want to do an initial placement right about head level, kind of get right about here, approximately. And that helps. And then you can build it up, down. You can even put sound panels on the ceiling, which I'll never put sound panels directly above me because that freaks me out. That, they could fall on my head, even though it's just foam. I don't care. But I'll probably put some more over to the side here, and that will improve the sound area as well, or the soundscape. But once you have your room treated, probably want to look at mics. Now, the mic I have, this one, is from Rode, and you can find them all here. And it's the Pod Mic USB. I really like this mic a lot. And it's XLR and USB. Yes, you can get a USB microphone and get fantastic sound out of it. If you're watching videos that are a few years old, you'll probably see something about, get an XLR mic if you want the best sound. Well, that's not true anymore. That's more a myth than anything, because USB mics sound really good. And I like the pod mic, because I could take it with me and still plug it into my laptop, because it has the USB cord in it. But right now I have the XLR going into the Rodecaster Duo, and we'll get to all that in a minute. And there are cheaper mics out there. There are less expensive mics. I would really be cautious with spending $50 or under on a mic. Go to YouTube, type in the model of the mic you're looking at, and hear what it sounds like. Now, the good reviews will say, okay, this is, non-filtered audio through this mic. This is filtered audio through this mic. And just listen to whatever sounds best to you. And one of the spots that has pretty good low-cost mics is Fafine. You can check them out here at fafinemicrophone.com. Oh, colorful mics, yeah. So if you're just starting and you don't know if you want to do this and you want to save some money, you're looking for a little lower cost mic, probably the Fafine brand would be what I looked at. Again, go to YouTube, type in the model you're looking for, and just listen to a couple of videos. That'll give you a lot of information about if that mic is good, if it's good for your voice. I got this mic, the the Pod Mic USB. I liked how it sounded. I figured it'd be a good fit for my voice. And I think it still is, so. And I figured that out by going to YouTube, typing in the model of the mic, and just listening to other people who had reviewed the mic. And if you're looking for a price point where the mics are going to sound pretty good, once you hit that $100 mark, $100 to $150, you're probably pretty safe with the mic. I would still listen to it, but those are much safer bets as being good mics. And again, while I have heard really good sounding $50 mics, or probably less, just be careful with those. I don't want you to spend money and then you be disappointed in a product. So look at Fafine. They have a lot of stuff in audio, and it's typically less expensive, but it works, right? It works well, or at least good enough for what you might need it for. All right, Dre, hello, welcome on in. Y'all, why didn't your shout out work? Oh, I know why. Okay. I'll do a auto shout out here. Yeah, no, I'm just getting started. Just went over mics. Tanya, hi, thank you for the resub. Oh, look, a button. Yay. So y'all, if you want some deep lore about comics and things like that, check out tripping_crutch on Twitch. Got a lot of knowledge in that area. And very entertaining to watch. Also, check out Cypher of Tyr. They were playing Code Rain 2 earlier, which looked fantastic. And you got to see some amazing boss fights too. All right, so microphones. If you have any questions on microphones or you're just coming in, let me know. I'd be happy to go over it again. And let's talk about just general hardware. If you plan on streaming, you probably want a second monitor. I have 3 because, well, when I got the computer before this one, my friend was, getting rid of stuff, and it's like, hey, I got a triple monitor thing. I'm like, okay, sale price, friend price. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I have 3 monitors. But you definitely want at least 2 monitors if you're considering streaming. It'll make your life so much easier on yourself. And one of those, I really like these smaller monitors. Like this, this is a 15.6-inch monitor. But ideally, I take it out of this box. I can probably fit it in a backpack, take it with me, plug it in my laptop, have it with me on the road as such. But also, this can be just a side monitor on your desk if you have space. Is that a travel monitor? It is. It has a little kickstand in the back, and I can put it horizontal or vertical. USB C type. Yeah, USB Type C and HDMI. So I can do either. And just having that for a second monitor. Again, the colors don't have to be great on it, right? I'm not going to be using it for heavy photo editing work or video work. It just has to display information and be readable. So you can find monitors like that for like $60 or less. And you can put that up in your workspace, and you could maybe put OBS down there and have your chat or whatever you need up in front of you on your main screen, or whatever works best for you. But those are a good option because multiple monitors can get expensive. So if you want to save some money, get a look at travel monitors. They're pretty good. 1080p, that's fine. And so, that definitely solves the multiple monitor issue and saves some space as well. Hey, thanks for the streak. Appreciate that. You found the streak button. Yay. Streak buttons. All right. And then let's go into lights. Now, I have 2, what are they called? Elgato key lights on the left and right. And they come down, they light my face. I also got a cheaper photography light kit on Amazon, again, on a sale a number of years ago. And there's one over here that hits my green screen, and one over here that hits the top of my head. Right? And you want to light your green screen if you have one, because that gets rid of the shadows. And when you're looking at a stream and you see someone with a virtual background behind them, and part of their hand kind of disappears, or part of the chair goes away, it's because their green screen isn't lit. And then the headlight, the headlight, the light that I have that kind of hits the top of my hat here, that's just to provide a little separation from my background. So you see how it kind of hits right up here, and then my head, and that's just to help separate me from the green screen. But the lights on your face, whether you get one of those ring lights or you do the key light like I'm doing, the important thing for the lights that are going to your skin is that you have lights where you can control the color temperature, not RGB. Consider if it's an RGB light, that's just a bonus. But what you want is lights that have a color temperature adjustment to them, so that you can set that to your skin tone and just get a better sense of it. Like I have these adjusted. So I'm not the pale white ghost that I am in real life. I have a little bit of color here and definition just because I changed some sliders on my lights, right? Like I will change one of the lights and you'll see the effect on my face here. So if I go to a cooler light temperature and all the way down, can kind of see how on this side I'm a lot more blue, a little more pale. And then when I bring it back up, yeah, 3200. When I bring it back up, I look like, I have an actual skin tone. So you want, make sure it says color temperature, and there's some adjustments you can make on the light. That's really what you're looking for the lights that go on your face. Now these lights that hit the green screen and my head are simply white LED lights, because that's why I want on the green screen to get rid of the shadows, and on my head because that can just be that. Plus I can kind of turn this light here slightly if I wanted more light on the green screen. Also, to light your green screen, there are lights you can get. Sometimes they've been referred to in the past as kickers. I don't know how much that term's still used outside of, professional lighting things. But there are these little lights you stick on the ground and you point up at things. So you may want a small light you can put on the ground and aim up at your green screen as well. And again, the idea with this green screen is just to get rid of most of the shadows. And that's how you get a good looking green screen, is plenty of light and kind of shining the light so the shadows just go away. And if you want RGB lights, that's fine. I have some RGB light bulbs if I want an effect. I have an RGB light in the ceiling over here. I can turn it on. I can make it change color. I can do cool things with that. But as far as just regular screaming and your skin tone, you want color temperature. And then light for your green screen, if you use one, that just needs to be like a flat white LED light. Now sometimes you'll see streamers who have, the big bookcase behind them or whatever, and then they have the soft LED pinks or blues, and there's a reason they're using those pinks or blues, because they're softer colors to the eyes, right? And then they can also either add blur to their background or put themselves more in focus as well. Okay, so we've gone over mics, monitors, lights. Talk about cameras. I'm using the Elgato Facecam Pro, which I really like. It is if there's a feature I encourage you get on cameras, it's make sure it says PTZ, which it stands for pan tilt zoom, because I have controls on my Stream Deck where I can, tilt my camera one way or the other just by fiddling with a knob. I can pan it left, right, I can zoom in, out. They make your life easier when setting up, say you're doing a TTRPG actual play. That way you have some range of how wide your space can be, how much you can flail about and how much of that can actually be on screen. give your producer some options, because they'll, because this is too much headroom. I just have headroom because the background here sign amuses me, but well, maybe that much would be good. Maybe a little, somewhere in there would be good. So if you provide just a little more headroom, then producer can go in and shrink you down properly and not lose the top of your head as well. But that's kind of a side rabbit hole to camera types. I have to say, there are a lot of really good webcams out there right now. And if I were to kind of start over, I would probably go with OBSBot cameras. These will detect your motion as well, so they automatically follow you and do the pan, tilt, zoom things. And I really like these. So if I get any future webcam, it's probably going to be an OBSBot. They're small. So I can fit them almost anywhere. And they look really good. They just released, just this week, what they call the Tiny 3 series. There's the Tiny 3 and the Tiny 3 Lite. I would probably go with the Tiny 3 Lite because the Tiny 3 is kind of expensive. But the Tiny 3 Lite is pretty good. The low light on these, I saw a couple of videos that test out the low light features. It looks great, and they look great in low light. And they also added a webcam mic, which again doesn't sound as good as a mic you're going to plug in quite, but it's interesting because you can set it to different pickup patterns, so you can get the the cardioid, the pickup pattern that's right in the microphone gets the audio right in front of you, front and back, all around. And it's serviceable sound, really. It's better than I thought it would be, actually. And if you want to stay in that OBSBot ecosystem, they also introduced little clip-on mics called the Vox SE. And these will interface with specifically with the Tiny 3 and the Tiny 3 Lite cameras. And so your audio and video are all being presented with the camera, and then that camera feed is going in the audio and video, one device, going into your computer. So you could do those. Now, if you're portable and running around, I highly like the Rode, this little Rode microphone here, because you can get this version for $100. You get 2 mics, dual transmitter, can plug it into a phone or a laptop or your PC, as long as there's a USB-C port. You can plug them in, and they sound pretty great. So there are options. There's also a company called DJI, which makes little tiny clip-on mics. Those sound pretty good too. So you have a lot of options if you need a clip-on mic. Going back to the OBSBot thing, because everything is those microphones and the camera are designed to work together. You could do that, and then when you got up to move around, you still have audio as the camera's following you. I know DJI from their drones. I forgot they make other things, right? Yeah, when I first heard DJI makes mics, I'm like, wait, what? They just make drones, right? No, they they do some audio stuff too. So if you'd rather have a Mikey clip on, is definitely like when you add this receiver to your PC, it shows up as an audio source. So you don't need any other special gear to get audio off of this. You just have to say, okay, and I forget exactly what it's named, but it gets its own little name in your audio sources if you're just using Windows default stuff. And you can route it however you want from there. Okay, so anything about hardware? Any questions like that? Because we're going to move into software recommendations. After that, I think I've covered most of the hardware stuff that I need to. Yeah. All right, software. The big one is going to be what you broadcast from. And I highly recommend OBS. It's free, it's open source. There's a lot of interesting plugins. And you can really fine-tune and change the experience of how you look and set up your visuals really well. And it's my platform of choice, as it were. The other one that's still up and coming, but they're constantly updating, making great moves. I'm impressed with what they do for broadcasting is Meld. You can find them at meldstudio.co, and OBS is at obsproject.com. They have some very good features that OBS requires a plugin for that they just kind of made native to Meld. So if you want a little more beginner friendly, maybe go to Meld and then go to OBS. But eventually, you'll probably just want to be in OBS. Now, there are other things out there, and people have had success with them. And that's great. But I'm always, for right now, and the last few years, the recommendation is OBS. You can do so much with it. And when I was first starting, trying to figure out what I could use for streaming and how it all worked, I saw OBS, and coming from a video tech analog background, OBS just hit right. Like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do. And then I watched some videos and read websites and figured out some of the other things, but it just clicked with me. And has tons of options, tons of features. So Meld is training wheels, and OBS is when you're ready to take the training wheels off. Yeah, a bit. Or you can just go with OBS, but Meld is getting there to be a solid other recommendation, right? If you don't want OBS, I think you could do pretty well with Meld. There are still a few things that OBS that you can do with OBS that just aren't possible with other things. There's lots of great plugins. And Meld is still only a couple years old in comparison, so they're still doing things, but they do make things a little smoother, a little easier just to get the hang of and everything. So yeah, right now Meld is sort of training wheels plus. Like I think in another couple of years it would be, pick either one and you'll be doing just fine. So I'm also surprised at how how quickly Meld is catching up as time progresses. But OBS has remained true. Like I was honestly thinking OBS was kind of going down, but then they did, I don't know, it might have been the 30 update or the 28 update, and they changed some stuff. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And I've seen someone did a video about what the next update and how they're going to be changing the interface and things to make it look more modern. And I'm like, okay, OBS, you're still in this. Oh yeah, and the basic point, whatever broadcasting software you use, they tend to have the what I call two bucket thing. They may not be called this in all the things, but essentially there's a scenes bucket and a sources bucket. You build scenes by putting all the stuff for it into sources, and then when you want people to see all the stuff you packed in that scene, you just click on the scene and it switches for everybody. Oh, I did forget a piece of hardware. We'll go back to it in just a moment. So that's OBS and Meld. Those are the two I really like. I think they're doing good. OBS has been around for quite a while now, and Meld is doing some good things. But to go back briefly to hardware, because we're going to talk about another one of their products in a moment, but Stream Deck. You got. I don't know if I can see Stream Deck. Kind of the wire's stretching a little bit, and I don't want to stretch the wire too much there. But another piece of hardware that will make your life easier is a Stream Deck. Now, typically you can find other Stream Deck-like devices. You can find look up macro pads if you don't like Stream Deck. And some of them are just buttons with nothing on them. And you just program them and use them. I of course really like Stream Decks. Stream Decks are my favorite hardware thing. So you want a Stream Deck, you want a macro pad because it makes your life so much easier. Just be able to press that button while you're streaming. You can even use a touch screen. Like there's a version of Stream Deck for mobile devices, right? And I have it on my Android. So you could pay, I think it's a one-time fee of $50 or something like that. And you can do all the Stream Deck off your phone. You still program it on your main machine. And now they have virtual Stream Decks, which you can do so much with. But one of the key things is not only does it increase your productivity, and you can use them for a variety of purposes. For example, one of my Stream Decks has a button that says Discord, and that Discord button, when I hit that, opens up a folder where I have Discord channels listed, and they're the Discord channels I tend to always read on certain Discords before I look at other things. So I'm going through and I'm like, oh, what's happening over here? I just hit a button. I don't have to search the Discord software to find that Discord. It's just, it takes me there with a button press. So you can do things like that. Or what's that color there? Various of these devices have color pickers. And you can get the hex code for colors. Zoom into things, zoom out. Multiple uses. But the real handy thing is, you're not messing around with your mouse as you're switching scenes, because you could hit something that you didn't mean to hit with your mouse, and that could affect your stream. You could go, oh, I meant to do this scene, but somehow you're showing another window and that got on stream somehow. But if you just assign it to a button, you're not worried about misclicking with your mouse. You got to do a more intentional physical act. They come in very handy. Oh, one more bit of hardware that I use, thanks to community. I have a Rodecaster Duo. And if you can use a hardware mixer for audio, Fifine has a small one that's fairly inexpensive. So if you have a microphone that plugs into a audio mixer, that can save somewhat on computer cycles, and then your audio can sometimes get better processing by going through this piece of hardware before hitting your machine, as it were. And you can do more things with your audio that sometimes you can't do with software. And so audio mixer is a nice to have if you're professional in the space. You probably should have an audio mixer anyway. But if it's just streaming, you can probably get away with the Fifine one, or I really like the Rodecaster Duo. It's been a game changer for me. And then going back into software and talking about audio interfaces, if you a great audio interface, a great software audio mixer is the Elgato Wavelink version 3. Still in beta, so if you don't want to use it right now, I'm using it. You can come and listen to me talk about it, everything. That's fine, but it's the way to go. None of the other software mixers have as many features and make it this easy and give you great sound all the time. I can't, because it's in beta, yeah, there's a couple bugs here and there, that's fine, but once it gets out of beta, I really can't imagine recommending anything else other than Wavelink 3. And I'm using Wavelink 3 in combination with my Rodecaster Duo. It's how I route all my audio, because one of the big things is audio routing, and even some audio mixers don't allow for audio routing, which is, I want, say, my Chrome web browser, I want that to go to a specific channel and not these other channels. Well, in Wavelink, you can set that up and go, okay, Chrome browser, here. Chrome browser, okay, I'm getting audio through the Chrome browser. All right, it goes to this channel and this channel, because I need it to go to two channels. Like, I need the audio to go out to you, and I need to hear the audio. So I'll probably have it going into different channels, depending how I have that all set up. And Wavelink 3.0 provides an easy solution for all that. Plus, it provides you with the virtual channels you can use to import into Meld or OBS as well. Now, because I have a Rodecaster Duo, I have a bunch of virtual channels to choose from. But it makes audio routing very easy. And I think I have a blog post up, which may need updating, because I don't think I updated it since the Wavelink 3.0 came out. Let's see here, I'm pretty sure I do. Oh yeah, so I have 3 articles on audio routing. I have an overview, audio routing in OBS, and audio routing with a mixer. And you can see those over at my blog. Go to dclasair.com/blog. I know, right? Let me type in the URL I want y'all to go to so I get that. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my first 3 blog posts are all about audio routing. So if you kind of want an overview of what it is, check those out. It's still, yeah, come up. I even provided pictures, so, yeah, or, well, diagrams, really. But yeah, check out those blogs if you want a little more in depth on than I'm going into here on audio routing, what it is, why you should use it, how it works, how you can just do it in OBS, because you could have multiple channels, or you can have multiple channels in OBS as well, and then select what tracks those go out to. But that's a I have other videos on my Tech Friday YouTube about all that, so check those out. Hello, doing pretty good. Welcome on in. Oh, did I say hello to everyone? I don't know if I. Let's see here. Nick, hi. Springleaf, hello. Dre, Tanya, JD Lady, Rex said hi. So, thank you for being here, everybody. Appreciate it. Nick, yeah. Great to see you all. Welcome on in. I assumed you did say hi to all of us. I might have, but streamer brain, you kind of forget things. All right, going back to software things. Now, if you're producing an actual play stream, you're dealing with a lot of video. You're going to have people come in virtually. You know, most of us don't have a studio and multiple cameras connected up. And so you're going to bring in multiple video feeds, and then you're going to be broadcasting those multiple video feeds that are coming in out to the internet. And for this, I still recommend Zoom. Could use Zoom, or there's Video Ninja, which is vdo.ninja. But what I like about Zoom is that the video goes up to their servers, comes down to you, so that quality is maintained because they have servers that process the video before it comes to you. And you can also, as of, I think just last year, there's a closed captioning option you can turn on, and it individualizes everyone talking, you know, whatever display name they chose shows up in it, and you can capture that and put it into your OBS overlay, or whatever overlay you're using. You just make a window capture, or however you capture the window, and that way your guests are only using one program. They don't also have to log into Google Meets or some other website to capture their audio. You can handle it all with Zoom. Now, I've said before I would kind of like to get away from Zoom, but right now Zoom does everything I need it to do, especially with captioning being a thing you can just turn on and having it there for everyone. I do like Video Ninja a lot. I should actually try Video Ninja because it's again one of those things that the single developer of it is constantly improving it. So I should try it again. And it relies on peer-to-peer, so your internet and the person sending the video's internet, they both have to be solid. They have to be good for you to get a good signal that you're sending out. If one of those isn't, it's not like Zoom where it's going up to a server where Zoom can kind of correct it. The video just goes wonky. And so that's not something you necessarily have to worry about with Zoom. But now Video Ninja has improved. It has this thing called, I think they call it mesh networking, where he's opened up these little servers where video goes to server and comes down to you. So you can do that too. And some people, it works fine. You'll just have to test it if that's the way you want to go. And then use some other option for captioning or subtitles. Captioning, I think, is probably the right word. No, subtitles? Either one. One moment. So yeah, almost time for a break. We'll see if I can get through this last bit. All right, and finally, planning my streams happens in one application that if you've been here any length of time, you'll probably know what I'm about to say. And that's Obsidian, over at obsidian.md. All my TTRPG games have there. Anything I release to you, all my videos are planned out in Obsidian, using Obsidian Notes. I really like it. Makes things very easy. And there's so many plugins to it. Pretends to be shocked. Thanks, Leaf. You all know I'm an Obsidian main. But having one place to organize your thoughts, to put together ideas for your videos is very useful. Whether you use Obsidian or not, you should definitely use Obsidian. Go for it. But there are other services. But you did convert a bunch of us to Obsidian. Yes. You should use Obsidian. Obsidian is great. Okay, I'm going on my Obsidian Markdown rant again. I probably heard this before, but it'll be in this video too. So it's an extra dose. Rex, my work is done here, right? If it wasn't for Rex and another friend of mine, you know, may not be using Obsidian. But what I've been encouraging people to write in is Markdown, and Obsidian understands Markdown and does a lot of great things. I was looking for something that was Notion without all the AI constantly coming at me. And so I found Obsidian as a thing, and I've just been using that for over a year now. All my future projects that I'll release to you will be in Obsidian Vault, or at least done in Markdown. And you can open Markdown files in any text editor ever and still read them, which is what is so great about Markdown. Because you can make your documents look good. And if something doesn't understand Markdown, you can still understand what's going on without it being like lines of code to make this one character or anything. It's human readable, right? So I like Markdown, and then I like Obsidian for a ton of other reasons, which you can go to my YouTube and find various videos where I'm talking about Obsidian. And if you go to my blog, I even have blog posts about Obsidian and Markdown. So you can read those too, while you're there looking at the audio routing ones. But yeah, so those are my hardware and software recommendations. I hope I've given you enough where even if you aren't quite sure about the things I recommend, that you can go off and have a good enough base to get your own research done and find a solution that works for you. But like I said, second monitor, what is that? It could be a portable monitor, it could be, whatever type of monitor you want. You want two monitors if you're streaming, especially if you're producing. It makes your life 1,000 times easier. Plus a stream deck or a macro pad, life 1,000 times easier for streaming and producing. All that. And yeah, if you have any hardware or software recommendations of your own for streaming, we can talk about those when we come back from break. Because it's break time. Yay! Hey, I fit everything in the normal amount of time. And the stream stayed live. So we call that a win. Yay. Let me double check a thing real quick. We are going to take a break. Okay. Cool. So, if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, thanks for being here. I'll see you next week for another Tech Friday. Really appreciate everybody coming in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out. And I'll see you next week. If you're watching live, stay tuned because there's more stuff. I got a question in to answer. And there's a couple other things I would like to talk about. So, actually, I'll answer this from Nick. If one happens to have a second computer, is one computer for game and one computer streaming a help or a hindrance? I'll say it depends on your computer, but usually, more than not, it's going to be a help. Now, hooking it up and how you get the signal from one thing to another, there's lots of solutions for that. And so that takes some work. But if you're comfortable with that, and you can do game on one and streaming on another, that's pretty great. Really, that's a solid setup. So yeah, it helps out because then all your gaming is happening and the memory and everything of this machine is being taken up and of this other machine's being taken up, and you're not using one computer to do everything. Just you can use that computer's memory to make sure the game runs smooth, and then the other computer memory that your stream goes well. And there's lots of that, and I can find stuff for you about all that too. So let's take a break. Be right back in about 5 minutes. Run some ads, and so stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Brian, hello. Welcome on in. Glad you're here. I have a question that came in from Tripping Crutch about how do you set up anonymous follows on Twitch. I have access to Nightbot, SiriBot, and Stream Elements as chatbots. Okay, so there's a really easy solution. I was looking at this last night. I'm like, wait, really? That's all we do? That's you, yeah. And if you want to send me in a question during the week, you use that form there, and I'll be happy to answer it. So if you want to answer it on the Tech Friday, I just need it kind of by Thursday night, so I have time to, give you an answer. If it comes in later than that, it'll probably be the following Tech Friday when I answer it. But anonymous follows on Twitch. Real easy. Go to the demo window. All right. So, get to your creator dashboard thing. Oops, wrong button. Go to alerts. Okay, if you don't have an alert box, edit alerts. Okay, now I have a new variant here, my new follow, right? New follow. So you can add a variant if you don't see one. There's a follows category. So you can just bling that up and you might automatically have a new follow thing. So you go over here and you can set the settings and everything like that. Layout, text and speech. Text and speech is what you want. And there's a variable in the front of this that automatically brings up the username when you follow somebody. You just delete that variable, the username variable, and then when someone follows, I'll send the test alert and we can all see it. Oh, one more thing. Once you have this done, you're going to want to put this into OBS as a browser source and copy the browser source URL. Then go to OBS, create a browser source, paste the browser source URL in, and then let me go to, I think I put it on, I got rid of it. So let me do that. Let me actually do the process. Browser, we'll call this test. So I'm copying that browser source URL. Putting it into OBS. Okay, and now when I hit send test alert, ta-da, thanks for the follow. Does a little sound too. And their name doesn't show up. There also is a way in Stream Elements has a similar thing. They have a similar, you can find your follows, and they have a different syntax for bringing up the username, but just delete that. I think it's like name surrounded in some squiggly brackets or something like that. Just get rid of that part, and then when someone follows, you'll get a message. You'll be able to see who it is on your dashboard, but their name doesn't get broadcast at all. And that's it. Now, you can do a thing with StreamerBot to set it up so it has a message in chat as well. If you want to customize a little more, you can use a third-party bot like StreamerBot to do all that. But if you just want to take the name away, just go into your alerts tab on your Twitch creator dashboard and get rid of where it says username in the text. Oh yeah, you're welcome. And looking for it was a trick too. Just finding that out. That was that took a little time. It is not. There wasn't really a straightforward search for that. So I'm glad I could find that, and that it was a easy solution. Because I'm thinking, oh wait, that's probably complex. You know, I had a streamer action set up for it, and it's like, wait, no, I don't have to do all that. I can just do this, and yeah. So yeah, great question. Thanks for sending it in. Appreciate it. Tech Friday solutions are on the fly. Exactly. All right, before we get into total relax mode here, there is one Obsidian thing I want to talk about, and it's a community plugin. Main vault. Let me. Oh boy, where is it? Ah, here it is. Right, and then probably want to know what the plugin is. Community plugins. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so I believe I talked about this plugin a while ago, and it's finally in the Obsidian community plugins. And it is. Hold on a second. Let me collapse a couple things so you can see this easier. It is an RSS feed reader thingy, RSS dashboard. So check this out. Boom. Look at this. Let me get the whole window in here. And so you go to the Discover tab up here, and you know, BBC World News added, New York Times, World History, TechCrunch. You can take any RSS feed. You can even go by. They even have some recommendations. And as soon as you add the feed, you go to the dashboard thingy, and it appears here. And then I can select. Well, maybe I want to listen to one of the Hidden Brain podcasts. I just click Hidden Brain. Here's all the Hidden Brain ones. You know, I want the BBC World News, Scientific American, whatever RSS feeds you like. And the menu option, the side menu option to get to it, is just this thing right here that says RSS dashboard. And so, yeah, you can put any RSS feed you want in there and have it available in your Obsidian Vault. So I'm real happy with this. I like RSS, and I have a way to kind of organize those feeds. Yeah, there's a search. You can tag things. You can save particular items if you want to. Favorite, all that. Yeah, that was the obsidian find for the week. Oh, let me get rid of this thing here. And just double checking my obsidian note for Tech Friday. Looks like I covered everything on the first one. All right. So now I'm going to turn on some music. We relax. We get into our weekend. I look for random news things. Floor is open. If it involves tech or TTRPG, that would be appreciated. Can be other things too, but if it's around those topics, even better. And I hope you all have good weekend plans. Here, it's just going to be cold and snowy. So I'll probably be home watching horrible movies. I love RSS readers, but I don't like that items expire. One of the great things about piping RSS into Obsidian would be that items wouldn't disappear unless I deleted them, right? Yeah, that does seem to be the case. There is a button to save. Now, I haven't used this. I haven't saved anything yet, but there is a button that says save, so it looks like that's possible. Yeah. In fact, I can do it now. I reopen the vault and see what happens. Oh, you'll have a look? Yeah. Let's find... Now I just kind of... Okay, I have NASA stuff. So say I want to save this. What happens? Or, oh, I see. There's a little... So I click the... I can just show you. So I click the article, right here. Then this pops up to the right. And there's a save icon up here. I click it. Oh, I can save to a custom folder or save with default settings. Nice. Save to custom folder, save to folder, RSS articles, use template. It creates a little template for you too that you can modify on the fly. Neat. So if I click save, article saved, okay. And then, let's see here. I'm doing a couple things with my vault that I may not want people to see right now. So let's see if that made a thing. Yes, and there is now a folder called RSS articles, and it has that article right in it. So there's now a folder in my vault called RSS articles, and yeah, it's right there. All right. Let's see here. All right, back to... Looking at the usual suspects of tech sites, see if anything has come up. Not seeing too many things. I'm like over the moon about to share. Or that really catch my interest. All right. There is a new Sony camera out, the A7V. And here's a review of it on Engadget. They say it for video it falls short, but it has great speed and photo quality. So if you're looking for a still camera, you might not want to use it for video, but might be something you want to look at to take stills with. I've been watching. While I'm looking for articles, I'm going to go into shows I've been watching. I've been really enjoying Bookish. It happens just after World War II. The main character might have been a spy. We're not exactly sure, but he runs a bookshop and solves mysteries in just post World War II London. Not necessarily London, but you know. Have your eye on the new Fujifilm camera that looks like one of the old Super 8 cameras. It looks fun. Oh yeah, I saw that. That does look pretty neat. Oh, I've recommended Power Toys before, and honestly, if you're using Windows 11, you should just be using Power Toys. You can download it off the Microsoft Store. They released a new version this week, and it has a thing called... Let me see what the feature is called directly. Settings. Cursor wrap. So if you have multiple monitors... you move your mouse cursor all the way over to the other monitor, it'll wrap around to the monitor on your left. So if I take it and have it go all the way to the right and off the screen, it'll come back on the left monitor. You can even do it top and bottom as well. The only thing I didn't like about it is that I bring my mouse to the bottom of the screen. I want my little menu bar to pop up. So that kind of doesn't work quite right. Like I bring the mouse there and it's like, no, you just want to go down. You don't want this bar to pop up. So I turn it off. But if you want that, if you want to, I mean, I could have a window on this monitor open and I need it over here instead of dragging it across, you know, a whole other monitor. I can just drag it off screen and it'll be on this monitor over here. But Power Toys has a lot of tools in it that make the Windows 11 experience better. I use one of the tools in here at least once, if not more times a day. So definitely recommend picking up Power Toys if you haven't yet. Well, let me check Discords real quick, because sometimes there are hardware announcements in Discords. Okay, not seeing anything pop up here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in anyone's discords I usually follow for, or any company discords that I'm in that would be of direct interest. So going into TTRPG stuff, y'all know I like D&D Beyond maps, and they have added, I want to say it's 90 new stickers, and did some other fun things. So if you like the stickers, and there's now ways to put multiple on the screen of all your tokens and stickers, and it's a lot easier to move them around. If you like that kind of stuff, that's on the maps feature of D&D Beyond. Let's see. Oh, MCDM announced its newest TTRPG coming out that will be in the near future. That'll be called Crows. Here's a EN World article about that. All right. See what else we got here. Okay, not seeing anything there. All right, and take a look at this site. Oh, from Bell of Lost Souls. The Discworld TTRPG has a bonus thing called Adventures in Ankh-Morpork. And it is free on Roll20 right now. When did this article come out? It came out, yeah, today. So if you're interested and you use Roll20, hey, you can grab it. Okay, everything else I'm seeing we've talked about. Oh, here's a couple things. All right, let's do this one first. There are some Lego sets on sale. Again, Bella's Lost Souls. I know it's not quite TTRPG, but they're Lego sets. The Star Wars Lego sets on sale. Up to 40% off. So if you want one of those, save yourself some monies. Oh wow, they have a lot of them on sale. All right, and also from Bell of Lost Souls, they did a collection of dice towers. That look fun, that I haven't seen before. So they go over there's about 5 of them in here. So if you're interested in neat dice towers, there's some recommendations there. Let me look at this. All right. There's that. So if you all want to talk about something today, well, let me know. If you have any questions about anything we talked about earlier, anything springs to mind, you want to talk more about Obsidian, let me know. I'm always up for talking about Obsidian. Or Markdown. Either or, really. Great. Let's see. Oh, WizKids has a HeroClix pre-order for the Marvel 2026 starter set. It is $40. You can pre-order it there. Let's see here, we have Wolverine, Jean, Cyclops, Bishop. So if you're into HeroClix, or you just like the HeroClix figures, there's a new Marvel set. Oh, gotta look at this though. No, don't show me a menu of things. I clicked on a specific image. You're supposed to just show me that one. Fine. Oh, they have a DC HeroClix coming out as well. Same price. Who do we have? We have Batman. We have Supergirl. We have Flash. We have John Stewart Green Lantern. That's right there. I like that Flash is running up the side of the building. Okay, I want to find... Here we go. How big is this? So, they have a HeroClix of Galactus, which they're calling a premium colossal figure. It's $100. Can take the helmet off. It's more than a foot tall. And includes an alternate helmetless head. I mean, it's for use with HeroClix, but it's also kind of a pretty cool figure. Oh, I was looking at... Now I'm just kind of going everywhere because, you know, we have time. I gotta think about where I put it. Copy link. Alright, so I talked about wanting to make a zine and things like that. And I found another website that allows you to directly publish your vault to the web, which is kind of what I'm looking for. And it's called Flower Show. You can find it there. See how it hooks up to everything. And I think it was $50 for a year. So pretty good. And there's a couple videos and a pretty good instruction set there. Take you all the way through it. Here. Oh, I haven't watched the... I've been watching my favorite anime, Frieren. They've been releasing season 2 episodes. I haven't watched the latest one this week yet. Have to do that. And then the new episode of Bookish comes out 10 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. Flower Show has a theme called Leaf. Amazing. I'm also wondering if I would want to publish my zine through a thing called Leaflet, which uses the app Proto thing. So if you have a Blue Sky account, you can just subscribe with your Blue Sky. But here's their main blog. They call it Leaflet Lab Notes, and this is what they're currently doing. But yeah, wondering how well they interact with Markdown. But it's another possible way to publish. Let's see here. You can go to leaflet.pub/home and you can look at sites people have made using Leaflet by going to the Discover tab. And then there'll be a bunch of sites you can look at that people have used or have made using this particular Leaflet thing. App, I suppose. So that's another option I was looking at. Publish things. That way I'd write the blog post in Obsidian, then copy and paste it into Leaflet if I went that route. What else is going on here? So yeah, looking forward to my weekend of watching really bad movies and catching up with detective shows and free run, of course. Because free run's so good. Oh, a while ago, I did a stream about writer's tools. And I believe I talked about screenwriting. And I was looking at various ones, but I think I'm going to recommend Fade-In because you can use Fountain.io, which is the markdown version, or the... Yeah, Fountain.io is the markdown version of screenwriting syntax. So, you know, I can use markdown. That's key. And put it in there. But the person who runs Fade-In has a Blue Sky account. And yeah, they know what they're on about. Very anti-AI and all sorts of other things. I like that they are constantly posting things like this and are staying up to date. So that's kind of nice to see. But yeah, look to Fade-In if you're looking for screenwriting software. There's a bunch of screenwriting software, but you know. Leaflet looks neat. It links to offprint.it. Oh, what? Sorry, Nick, that link didn't come through. Hold on. There you go. Oh, standard dot site. There. Well, now you're a VIP anyway, so you can post all the links you want. Offprint.app. All right. Ooh. This looks pretty neat too. All right. Yeah, that's why I said. Gonna see if we have to find. Oh, there's a wait list. Okay. But they are on Blue Sky, of course. So I'm just gonna give them a follow. Long form publishing. This looks neat. All right, what else we got going on? People are doing so many cool things, it's a little overwhelming. Hard to know which to choose, where to start. Don't even get me started on static site generators. Oh, wow. Yeah, the other day when I was going over my TTRPG Obsidian Vault things, I was looking at it, and I thought I had divided it up into DM world, that shared, and player. And then I was like, well, why isn't world there? It's because I remembered, I can remember things on occasion, I got rid of that because I'm like, it's an extra folder. Let's just get rid of it and keep it to DM and player. And not worry about it. But everything else I said about it the other day will remain. All right, going through. Yeah, I've been looking at solo TTRPGs, and that's a rabbit hole. All sorts of tools and things. Like I have, I have card decks, I have tarot decks, I of course have dice. So I have, and I have journals, and I have Obsidian that I can write in. I have all these tools. It's just sort of deciding on a game, putting it together, and figuring out the best way to kind of present it to all of you. All right. Going to publish a solo TTRPG? No, I'm going to be okay, if that's a maybe, now that you say that, but I was going to run solo TTRPGs on stream. Gonna be part of my content this year. If I could make my own, that'd be something. But I have other projects to worry about first. No pressure, right? Right, so mentioned earlier that Cypher Tier was playing Code Vein 2. There are now pictures up on the blue sky that they took, because photo mode in this game is amazing. Take a look at those. They're excellent. It's a gorgeous game. All right. Doing a quick look for anything else before we go on, and I go have dinner. There's gonna be chili tomorrow. What's tonight? Have to think about that. But there are bad movies in my future I'm looking forward to. Let's see here. What do I have in my collection that I could... Let's see here. Ooh, I haven't watched Hack-O-Lantern yet. Or Karate Tiger 2. Oh, those should be fun. Maybe one of those. Yeah, so if you haven't heard of Hack-O-Lantern... Oh, there's one called Party Line 2. But if you haven't heard of Hack-O-Lantern... this is the description from Riff Tracks, because I got it on Riff Tracks. It was an 80s Satanic Panic era movie. Got promiscuous teens, a hair metal band with dry ice and lasers, even has actual Satanists, including a satanic grandpa who lectures his progeny about not being into Satan enough, saying folksy stuff like, "You're enough to try the patience of Satan." The one thing Hack-O-Lantern doesn't have is an evil jack-o'-lantern, or even an evil pumpkin, or any clear reason to be called Hack-O-Lantern at all. This sounds amazing. I might have to watch this one. As I already purchased it, it's in my Riff Tracks library. And Karate Tiger 2 sounds fun. I'm sure the title makes absolutely no sense to what the movie is actually about. Always good. Okay, let's see who's on. Oops. Don't want to do that. There we go. And we can send a lovely raid over to. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. I will be back Monday with more Suikoden 2, which I'm really enjoying. Quite a fun game. Who is on? Yeah, thanks for being here. Hope you all have a good weekend. We're gonna, you know, Sirius is back streaming, so we're gonna go raid Sirius. Do another quick refresh. All right, so thanks all for being here. Please be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. Have a fantastic weekend. Come back Monday. Same time, same channel. Suikoden 2. It'll be great. All right, stay tuned for the raid. Bye.